Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Archer's Garage and Whatnot. Today, once again, we are nowhere near the garage and we are nowhere near the United States. We are waking up in Rudeshime, Germany, and we are starting our day in a gondola going over a beautiful vineyard, going up to a castle. And we're going to overlook this beautiful vineyard from this castle. So, how cool is that? So let me get you guys turned around here so you can enjoy the view as well. It's a little bit foggy this morning, but it's still beautiful. So it's amazing to be up here this time of year because everything is changing colors, including the vineyards. Something I've never experienced is fall colors, being born and raised in South Florida. So seeing all these hills and all these colors, it's just absolutely amazing. Very, very cool place and time, and something I'm thoroughly enjoying. I'm going to turn the camera off here for a minute and I will turn you guys back on when we get to our destination. So to put it in perspective where we are, that down there is the Rhine River. And these ruins that you see at the foot of where I'm standing is an old monument built by Maximus, who was destroyed during the war. Now here, see if I can point it out in the video, in the middle of the river, that is the remains of a bridge that was destroyed by the Nazis when the Americans were trying to cross over the bridge at the end of the war. Actually, the war was already over and the Nazis were trying to stop the Americans from coming over. They didn't realize that the Nazis didn't realize this war was already ended, and they destroyed the bridge anyway. Now this thing's been standing since 1883. Not a single bomb hit it in World War II.
It's funny because recently when you're holding this I'm like, I know. It's tiring. It's the moon, isn't that amazing?
So I was mistaken. We did not go to the top of this hill to see a castle. It was for the monument. That's what this was for. And although very impressive, I'm not disappointed at all. But now we're done with that. We're going for wine tasting. Although I don't drink alcohol or wine or anything like that. So my wife will be sharing my tasting. So she will be double dipping. But today we are going to be seeing castles. We're taking a tour down the Rhine River, and we're supposed to be seeing loads of castles, like a dozen or so. So I'll be including that in this video, so you'll see that in here later on. I keep waving my hand in front of the camera for some reason or another. I hope it's not bothering you too much. But anyway, so continue on.
course, it was destroyed at some point in the 17th by the French, and it was rebuilt actually just in the last century. And it actually belongs to, this is one of the great, I love this, so the owners of the past, they gave it to the German Youth Hostel Association. So this castle is a hostel. You don't get many hostels like that. So, I mean, I told many of you at the beginning of the cruise that the reason I live in Spain is because of the Camino de Santiago, St. James's Way, the walk that I did. But we have something very similar here in Germany, and it's very typical. Usually in the past it was a father and a son, but now, you know, the mothers and daughters do it, of course. But it's kind of a rite of passage that you would walk along the Rhine River and you would stay in youth hostels. Well, I guarantee that the best part is absolutely staying here in the Stour Castle, because, you know, what a youth hostel. It is incredibly beautiful. And it's just so directly to your right, this is where the cage was between the Rock and the Pfalzgrafenstein toll station. This is where they were kept in their cage. Look up to the left, we have Schönberg Castle. Absolutely beautiful. Built actually in 911, so in the 10th century. Built in the 10th century. Of course, it was destroyed in the 17th century by who we're guessing? Was it the Spanish? Was it the Portuguese? No. The French. But yes, who said Godzilla? You're right. Godzilla came here on the Rhine. Destroyed castle after castle, such a menace. The town was actually built. The castle was built by the town of Oberwessel, which is just ahead, below the castle, and it's actually owned now by the Hutter family. They bought it, well, they leased it, shall I say, and they run a successful hotel and restaurant.
What time is it? Wow, that clock is running. Maybe.
What was the rooster make? Catholic? Yeah, so this is a Catholic church.
Yeah, that does.
So it's that one, I think that was a rooster. Is that one a rooster? Or not theirs? That one have it?
That one right here?
It's so they could spy on the mouse castle, because they were around the corner, they couldn't see each other. So, you know, the mouses, the bird from Bird Mouse used to come, and they wanted to invade the Katzenmorgen family. So they built this fortress as a deterrent and a way to actually spy on Bird Mouse.
Oh, was that? That's always well. Always great to go there and get out.
10. And here, leaning against the wall, you see some typical medieval weapons, so-called arquebuses, muzzle loaders, which were fired by means of a match or a lock and fuse. 3 strong men were needed to operate such a gun. Only 1 shot per hour was possible.
Yeah, per hour.
The material became very hot. You see the tube is made of iron. It had to be filled with gunpowder, but if you fill or you push the gunpowder into 2 hot tubes, it will explode, it makes boom, ne? And so it was necessary to wait till the material cooled down. And this lasted an hour. And so only 1 shot per hour.
That's horrible.
Yeah, probably these weapons are from 30 years war, and we know the reason why the war is such a long time. Ne?
I would imagine.
Middle Ages. Very typical here inside, we have an open fireplace where cooking was done. You see the pot here hanging over the fire. So very comfortable. Here in Rhine Castle we have a well inside the kitchen. And the well is 50 meters deep, still water inside. And the water comes from a source in the mountain. And this was the only source of fresh water in this castle, but this was very important. During combats, during sieges, people here in this castle had always fresh water, yeah? A great advantage. On the other side you see the sink made of a sandstone, 14th century. You see the sink has an outlet pipe, which means people threw a hole into the wall, and through this hole the water could flow out into the inner courtyard, and they would need their muscles to carry out the movements and buckets. You are from the States, right? Then did you know that you can find this stone in your country? No? You can find this stone in the Emperor's Hall, the Empire State Building. Stone is, this is not far away from here, 50, 60 kilometers. This is the room where people come together. So when you are inside, please notice the tapestry on the wall, and this tapestry was made in flame in 1700, and it has changed its colors. When you look at the tapestry, you see the leaves of the trees and the bushes. They look a bit more blue than green. But when the tapestry was made, more than 300 years ago, they were of course green. Green was the main color of these tapestries. But the sunlight over the last 3 centuries made them change a little bit. So nowadays our leaves are blue. So, my dear guests, no, you don't have to polish the floor. You don't have to work for us. No, this is not the reason why we have to wear these nice shoes. The reason is, this is the first of 3 so-called parquet rooms. Parquet rooms because of the floors, and the floors are in parts still from the time when the castle was rebuilt, which means they are 170 years old. So this is the reason why we have to wear these nice shoes. I say it again, please be careful. It is very slippery, so take your time, no need to hurry. Yeah? So here you see our old grandfather clock made in the Netherlands more than 250 years ago. And this is a multifunctional grandfather clock. It shows, of course, hours and minutes, but also lunar phases. It shows the date, the day, the month. It has an alarm function, and it still works.
So what's your step and don't fall out of the castle?
I'm only here to catch you just in case. Oh, yeah.
Some say it's an
Yeah, well, the cobblestone, and when it's